Hey everyone, Tom Miller here. Excited to spend a couple minutes with you sharing what I learned from John Maxwell. I'm going to spend time each week sharing with you what I've learned in my 5 years as a John Maxwell certified coach. Almost 5 years now, in my fifth year. You just see behind me is all the opportunities that I've had to go and learn from John. So one thing I'm going to talk about today is an area where I've been really struggling at times, and I want to make sure that I share that I have been struggling with this, and that's just your time. Every single day, your success will be found on what is on your daily agenda, is what John has taught. And my mentor, he will share with me, look, you got to do three things every day. You got to either do it, delegate it, or dump it. Right, so I've really been trying to work hard over the last week or so, taking a look at my daily list of items, and at the end of the day, reflecting on, hey, what things should I have done? What things should I have delegated? And finally, what things should I just not be doing at all? We just need to dump it because it's not necessarily taking the organization to the next level. So in it seems like a really easy thing to just say do it, delegate it, or dump it, but it's just not for me because, to be honest, I love some of those items. I love sometimes going down the rabbit hole, or maybe I'm just, I just enjoy the attraction of getting deep into the details, right? Or just needing to touch or to have everything. But I know and I realize I'm not going to have the life that I want to live. I'm not going to be the business owner that I want to be if I feel like I have to touch everything and put my hands on it. If you've read Michael Gerber's The E-Myth, he talks about this. It's being the technician, all right? And this is why most businesses fail. Over 50% of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years of existence, and that's right where I am. We're in year 5 right now. And the technician is that person that just feels the need to be in everything, right? To never really empower people or grow their people or learn what gives them the greatest return on their investment for time. So in thinking through this, I was looking through John's 21 laws of leadership, and he teaches the law of priorities. And in the law of priorities, he teaches a simple formula, and there are 3 R's that you can use. Return, okay, required, return, and reward. These are the 3 R's I want you to write down right now. Required, return, and reward. So let's talk about required first. And these are the items only you can and should do as a leader. Okay, can and should do as the organizational leader. And so many leaders will say, well, this is everything. I have to do everything. I said, no, there's a big difference between being responsible for something and being required to actually do it. Okay, you're responsible that it gets done and it gets done well, but you're not actually required to do that. And this is where I see a lot of leaders get caught up, as they just tackle everything, especially in the charter school leadership that I mostly work in. They're in charge of the finances and the academics and the operation plan, and then getting ready for the board meeting. They just can't do it all. They can't do it all well. Okay. They should be working with the items that the organization gets the greatest return when you do it, right? That's the second R, return. Okay, so required and return. Now, return is when you do it, the organization grows from it, it benefits from it. So whatever is in your gift zone would be this second R. And John has a simple formula for this. He said anything that anybody can do at 80% as well as you can, you need to empower someone else to do it. You need to delegate it out. You cannot continue to do that work. And so recently I brought this up at a leadership team meeting, and I'm like, well, I feel guilty about giving other work to other people, or they already have a lot of things to do. Well, how dare you give away the right for someone else to help you achieve your goals, right? And to grow the organization. That's why they're working there. If you don't empower them and don't trust them to do this work, they will leave you, or they will just steal. They're just stealing time and stealing money because they're not giving the organization what it needs to be successful. And you're going to feel resentment because you're going to say, nobody helps me. Nobody buys into this organization the way I do. It's all me. Right? That's where your ego needs to be put aside. So what does the organization get the greatest return at? When you do it? If you're the most talented person at something and it's in your gift zone, then yes, you can do that, but that you must empower other people to do all those other items that you have on your plate that takes you away from that. What are those items that take you away from that? And your last R is reward. These are the things that fill your heart. What is it that you love to do as an organizational leader every day? Whether it's maybe developing the people, developing content. Okay. So here's a great example. When I worked in the Office of Charter Schools, and I was responsible for the best practices in the North Carolina articles, I loved going out to schools, being a thinking partner to the principals, learning about their innovation and what they're doing. I loathed coming back to the office and having to write a technical article about them. It just wasn't in my skill set. I wasn't very good at it. And so it would suck the life out of me. I would take days and days to write these very easy articles that someone probably else could have done in an hour and a half if I just would have given them my notes and sat with them. Okay, but that's not the way the organization was built at the time. It just wasn't, wasn't in that collaborative model. I didn't know how to do it anyway. I guess so. I would hate it. I would hate doing it, and as a result, it wasn't a great product for us. So what are you doing that takes away your energy? What are the big energy sucks in your organization that you find yourself doing every day? These are the things that you need to start hiring people, or identifying the skill sets in your team or what they love doing. Sit with them one-on-one and find out what are they great at, identifying what they're great at, and start to empower them into some of these roles that are really taking you away from what's most important. Okay, so remember the Pareto principle, right? 80% of your return comes from 20% of your investment. So if you can spend 80% of your time in that 20%, you're going to grow your organization regardless of the leadership that you're in. So that's my challenge to you. Is this week is to take your weekly calendar, your to-do list. I mean, however you organize yourself, and I want you to start marking things. What things should I be doing? What things should I delegate? And what things should we just dump? Okay, do it, delegate it, or dump it. And hang in later this week. I'm going to give you a couple more tips on how do you effectively delegate and empower other people. If this was helpful, give me some likes or some hearts or whatever else, or some shares out there. And I look forward to being with you on the next Maxwell Mastery session as we continue to grow ourselves and to grow our organizations. Thanks, everybody.